Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm Hani, founder of hanielas.com, where I share my recipes along with cookie decorating tutorials. Welcome, everyone. In today's live stream, we're going to decorate Pysanky cookies. These are Ukrainian-inspired Easter egg cookies. I've made these before, only once, I think, many years ago. So here they are. And so today I'm going to attempt to make these another, I'm going to give these another try. However, I'm using an airbrush today to somewhat simplify things, I think. So welcome, everyone. Let's go into the comment section. Hello, who is here today? Hello. Hello. Game Tunes, Olivia, and Haunted Circus Freak Shows. Hello. Hello, Linda. How is it going? Hello, Heather from sunny, gorgeous Chattanooga. Oh, the wildflowers. I love wildflowers. I actually started to press some of the flowers. I'm making bookmarks. Have you ever done that, Heather, with the flowers? I love it. Hello, June. Hello, Kathy. How is it going? I hope not. I hope not. I was trying to fight my inner voice, adding more and more details, but hopefully it's going to be doable for you, and you can create your own Easter egg cookies inspired by these gorgeous, famous Pysanky designs. Now, I already created a PDF newsletter. Those of you who are subscribed to my newsletter, you already received this newsletter, and it also no, not in a newsletter. It's in a reminder, live stream reminder. There is for the exclusive for the subscribers only. So if you are not a subscriber, sorry, you have to subscribe, and perhaps in the future you will get access also to these perks. There is a 50% off from the today's template offering in my coffee shop, and there are 12 different Pysanky base design. I will show these to you later in a second. So I wanted to make sure that I don't forget that. Who else is here? Hello, Sally. Hello to Kansas. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Batwoman. Ooh, I like your screen name. Hello to Uta. Hello, Dee. Hello, Colleen. Oh, you have a drizzly morning. Hopefully it will clear up for you. We finally have sun out. I'm so thankful, grateful, because it's been raining for 2 weeks, and I can't wait to get out a little more, because it's been very difficult to just stay inside. Hello, is it Renita? Am I saying it right? Hello, I did not recognize your name, so welcome. Thank you for being here. San Diego, California. Did I say your name correctly? Even if you tell me that I didn't and you're gonna correct me, I might say it wrong again. I'm so terrible at names, so I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly. Oh, you've used resin jewelry. We need to connect, because I'm looking for some ideas and perhaps even help with that. That's amazing. Oh, cherry blossoms. Here we are done with cherry blossoms and almond blossoms, unfortunately, because it's so warm here, and they usually are coming in end of February. Oh, thank you. I said it correctly. Excellent. So what I wanted to, let's see if I don't forget. Here's the newsletter. Let's see. Also the newsletter. So those of you who are new to the live stream, thank you for coming. Let me know how you heard about the live stream, or is it just you just stumbled on it by chance, being on Facebook or YouTube? So live streams are happening every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube. However, Facebook is only going to store the live streams for 30 days, starting July 4th, I believe, or July 2025. I'm not sure if July 4th is the correct date. Don't quote me on that. But on YouTube, you can always populate previous live streams. There are over 253 of them. This is a 250 third lesson. You can populate them easily on Facebook by clicking the live tab, and it will populate all the live streams. I think they are. You can check them by popular, oldest, and so on, and it will come up, and you can rewatch those. Also, the newsletter that is created every week for the live stream, it's now located on my blog. Link to that newsletter, it's also in the description box under the live stream. And you can find all the newsletters that are associated with different live streams there. It's a PDF, it's a clickable PDF, so you can click on the links and all on the images, and it will take you to those tutorials directly. Okay. I think we can get somewhat started. Although I wanted to also share with you. So last year, remember, who was here last year? Last year I was already doing Mother's Day cookies. I think Easter was much earlier last year. We did these, and then 2 years ago we did these cookies. What a coincidence! Both of them are for Mother's Day. So you can find those tutorials also on my YouTube channel. And I released a brand new tutorial in Patreon, and this is also a paid tutorial pre-recorded that is available in the Patreon shop and also in my coffee shop. It comes with all the templates and also video instructions. Cute little Easter house. All right, let's see. Oh, that's fantastic. I did not, perhaps I don't remember your screen name, but it's nice to see you. Thank you. Hi, Karen. I got your message. I was going to send you a text that you didn't miss anything, but it's nice to see that you are tuning in from Portugal. I hope you are having a wonderful time enjoying the Portugal. Okay. I also wanted to tell you that Easter egg shape is super forgiving for so many different designs. So if you have little ones, or if you want to surprise someone who is into Angry Birds, you can also use Easter eggs to create these designs. And I've got a tutorial on YouTube, and I put the link in a newsletter. I also did these a couple years ago. Well, a couple years ago, 10 years ago. It seems like couple years ago. These are kind of, I think, inspired also Pysanky. This is a modern take on Easter eggs using parchment method. Those of you who are not new to the live stream, you probably remember this one. I think I did this live as well. This is a super popular one using royal icing transfers as daffodils. If you want to try that, you can also explore this option for Easter eggs. And these are some of the favorites from folks, I think, because these are just so easy to do. These are marbled eggs, dipping method. If you haven't tried it, give it a try. I've got a tutorial for daisies on the blog as well. And this is a bit more complicated. If you're looking for 3D designs, this is also available on the blog. Now, so enough of the blog thing. Now let's, I'm gonna show you, let's have a look at these templates. Okay, oops. Wrong. I think I need to do this one. Okay. All right. So I wanted to just show you there are several templates available in the bundle there, and these you can print these on cardstock. Now you can use these with cardstock, but if you're gonna airbrush, it's perhaps better if you use a Mylar material. But if you're gonna use these without airbrushing, you can just cut these out. Like, for example, this one. Let me just quickly show you what I did with this one. I cut it out like this, and then you can place it on your cookie, and it will create a nice little divider, and you can just trace the outlines. Now, one thing to remember, not all egg shapes, the cutters are the same, but they are somewhat similar. This is a cutter by Wilton. It's slightly tapered at the top. So you can use this to create this design. This is royal icing, basically, right? It's not airbrushed, but you could also airbrush if you just cut these out and then align it with your egg shape. Now, what I've done here, there are several of these. So what you can do, you can print them and you can create your own designs. You can practice. You can create your design with the pencil, and then you can do it directly on a cookie. Now there's a vast collection of Pysanky designs on Pinterest. So if you look it up, it's just enormous. So you can really go wild there, and you can create any design you want. You can simplify it, or you can make it super complex. I promised you that I was going to use an airbrush today, so that's what I'm going to be focusing, however, on. So here are my little stencils. So this is a dual stencil, or dual stencil, like I guess I could call it dual stencil. So we're going to do this little star in the middle, and then I'm going to, or layer, I should say, layering stencil. I'm going to stencil this on there as well. So we will have this beautiful pattern airbrushed. Otherwise, if you don't want to airbrush, you can also use this and just outline each little shape with a marker, perhaps, and then outline it with icing. I also have this little shape. This is a flower. And what's great about these, you can also use these on other shapes. It doesn't just have to be an egg. You can add it. You can also use it with royal icing. You can stencil with royal icing. And I also have here plexiglass. So if you need to practice, I know these will look intimidating for some of you once we get going. You can practice. You can place plexiglass on top, and then you can just practice, and then you can just wipe it off, and then you can go directly on a cookie once you feel more comfortable. Okay, so let's set this aside and let me show you. We're going to start with this one. Okay. We're going to start with this one. It looks complicated, I know, but once we get the stencil airbrush design on it, you're going to get an idea, and it's going to be easier. So let's, I'm going to remove this screen, and hopefully I can, okay, I think this one, and then this one. Oops. All right, so here we go. So first we have to ice the cookies. Now, with the airbrushing, you have to keep in mind that if you're going to ice your cookies with blue icing, and then let's say you want your star to be pink, that's going to be pretty difficult, because blue and pink on blue is not going to give you really pink. It's going to give you more like a purple. So if you want to keep true colors, I suggest using white, and then you can add your true colors with the airbrush. Otherwise, keep that in mind. If you ice your cookie with black, airbrushing is going to be a bit more challenging, because that nice yellow that you want to add onto the black is not really going to come through, because we have that black base. So just keep that in mind when you're going to airbrush. So I'm starting with white because I want to airbrush with blue and then also with purple. So I want to have these colors in there. So if my base was, let's say, yellow, I would probably most likely achieve green instead of blue, because yellow and blue makes green. And also one thing to remember when airbrushing these, I let the icing dry completely. I'm using about 15-second consistency to flood the whole egg. And now once it dries, we can place it into our, I've got a little airbrushing booth made out of a carton box. Now this is the little star I told you about. I showed you that earlier. I cut it out with X-Acto knife. Some of you have stencil cutting machines. You can also use that. Or perhaps you could utilize a stencil that you already have. So I'm starting with royal blue. This is Chef Master Airbrush food coloring. Let me just for a second pause this. I want to show you my airbrush. I think I have a picture here. Yes, here it is. So this is the airbrush I am using for this project, and I've been using this for last, it's going to be 12 years. I bought it 2013, I think, yes. So it's been a while. This is a monster airbrush. It's master, but I call it a monster because it's quite big. And I have no complaints. I like using it, but I know there are other more modest airbrush systems that you can get, and they are a bit more compact that you can travel with. This I wouldn't suggest traveling with. It's quite big. All right, let's see. I'm going to just jump in the comments really quickly. Oh, that's fantastic, Karen. Have a fabulous time. Yes, it's the Linda has the best name, the Beast. Yes. Okay, so let's go back to the airbrushing. So now I'm gonna be using that royal blue, although it doesn't come out as royal blue. So I'm gonna tell you how I fixed it with the second stencil. So this gives us kind of like a sky blue, I would say. So if you want that deeper blue, I added purple, and I will use that in the second stencil. So we can remove this, and then we can layer that second stencil on there. Make sure that you align it in a way so those little teardrop shapes are sitting between the petals of the flower. I'm going to airbrush with the same blue I did with the main flower in the center, but then I will also airbrush with purple, and that will darken that nice teardrop shape and gives it a bit more dramatic look. The frame I'm using, it's by Sweet Sugar Bell. This is a pretty standard. It works with also smaller stencils because you can take it apart. It has magnets on each frame. Like the frames have magnets, and so that's how they snap together. I don't have it. I think it's in my kitchen, so I can't really take it now to show you, but I love it. There are so many different stencil holders. Now, if you don't have anything like this, you can also use magnets. Those work also really well. So this is our base design, right? So once we have this, we can work on the piping. So let me remove this screen, and let's bring this screen here. So when you start piping, when you adding the details on these type of cookies where there's lots of pipe details there, I suggest using icing that is not obviously too fluid, but it shouldn't be too stiff. If it's too stiff, first of all, it's going to be difficult to pipe all those little details. And then secondly, once it dries, I find that it can easily come off because it's not perfectly adhered onto the surface. That's what I find when icing is too stiff, especially with these fine lines. So use like a piping consistency around there, maybe slightly, maybe add two more drops of water when you reach the piping consistency, just so it's fluid enough so it holds its shape, that it's easy to pipe, but it's firm enough so it's holding its shape, so it's not completely going flat when you're piping it. And of course, if you are struggling with your wrist, you might also consider that. If it's bothering your wrist, then try to focus on just small details perhaps, and then focus on more of the airbrushed pattern, and then just add a few dots here and there, and then you can be done. You can see that I'm right-handed, and I'm using my left hand to support the bag so I can control the piping. Now, if you are more of a piping tip decorator, I'm using tipless bags, as you can see. I love tipless bags. They are just wonderful. But if you prefer piping tips, you might want to use number 1 piping tip. That will give you similar results. Number 1.5 PME will give you great results, but it's slightly bigger than 1, and it's just not as fine. But you can get away with it, I think. Thank you, Sally. These do take some time to make, so keep that in mind. If you're making these, maybe you can make just a couple, and the rest could be dipped cookies, just so you can kind of highlight. Maybe you make 3 very delicate, and the rest can be simple. Now I'm switching to lighter blue, and we're going to outline this star. So you see what I'm doing? We airbrushed our pattern on there, and then we can use this pattern to kind of create the whole design around it. So I'm making a partial stop. Yes, I agree. You can use, there is also a 0, I also have a piping tip 0. However, I never use it these days. So if you can use a very small piping tip, fantastic. However, if you have lumps in your royal icing, it will be difficult to use because that little lump of sugar will not go through the piping tip. However, you can kind of push it out of the tipless piping bag. And if you are like right now in Spain, I'm living in Spain, right? So I live in Spain, and the sugar here, the quality is not the best. So I would probably pull my hair out using double zero piping tip. It would be impossible. I can't even imagine. I don't think the icing would come out at all because there's just so many little sugar crystals. So now we are again using that middle flower and the petals to create this design. I'm just using it as a reference, coming from one end to another. When you are finishing the line, just decrease the pressure and kind of lightly lay it down. And then in the middle, I'm just making sure that the lines are kind of flat. And now we can use the lines that we created, the starting points, to connect. What color did you use to make the teardrops darker? It was, I believe it's just violet. I think they're calling it violet from Chefmaster airbrush system, or colors, I should say, Chefmaster airbrush colors. And I think it was violet, or unless they're calling it purple. Perhaps you have a darker, maybe there is a navy blue airbrush color, so maybe you can use that. But I really like this with violet or purple. Hello, Jagruti. I hope I said your name correctly. Hello. So Batman woman, do you have any suggestions on how to, when you're working with your 0.5 tip, if it clogs up, do you use the stocking method where you push it through the stocking, the icing, so you don't have the any kind of lumps in there? I wonder what people do when they come across that problem. I know some people are opposed to using the stockings. They feel it's not sanitary. And now we can add the zigzag line. This is super easy to do, just back and forth. Hello. Okay, I'm so glad I pronounced it. Today is my day. I didn't mess up, hopefully, nobody's name. So zigzag, and then you could be done, right? But if you want to keep adding more details, you can do that. But this could be your design. You could even skip the zigzag and just have it like that. But I like it with the zigzag. It makes it more kind of complete. Oh, this is a great. This is a great tip. Yes, I've been doing this a lot when I am using even 1.5 and it clogs up, and it does work. Even like if I leave it like next day and it's kind of partially dry, I do that under the hot water, and it works. I think you're the one, June, that recommended it, and so I think, let's see. So you take it off and you clean it under the water, and that helps. Fantastic. Thank you, Jagruti. So now I'm adding more details, little dots. But like I said, you be the judge of the details. You can skip some of the details and do what you can do the best. I'm sorry, did you was there a question? Oh, here it is. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just pause this for a second so we can bring this up. Is it ready-made royal icing, or do you make it? If you make it, will you please share the recipe and which colors you have used? Thank you. So my recipes, let me see. My recipes are listed for the cookies that I'm using, and also royal icing. They're all listed on my blog. Let me grab, oh, I don't have the link here. Okay. So the link, it's hanielas.com. As you see, it's a ticker that is coming across the bottom of the screen, hanielas.com, and you will find all the recipes that I'm using for royal icing, also vegan royal icing and meringue-based royal icing, and also fresh egg whites royal icing. It's all on my blog, so you can find it there. Let's see if I can. Oh, I will be able to give you the link to my. No, I will not. But I will give you. There is. If you are new, you can subscribe to the newsletter. Let's see if I can. And like I said, those who are subscribed, please check your emails. Your inboxes should be, you should have received a reminder about the live stream that includes 50% off from today's template. Okay. So now I'm adding swirls. My icing, this dark blue icing, it's not super stiff. It's like soft piping consistency here. So you can go really quickly. What's great about these designs, sometimes you think you're done and then you're looking at it and then it just comes to you, oh, maybe I can add this and add this. But there is a great resource, like I said, on Pinterest. I will share my Pinterest board with you on when I send out the newsletter, weekly newsletter, and you will find some basic designs also there. And it might help you when you are creating your own patterns. Thank you. It's my favorite as well. I love it so much. And now you have fresh lemons, so I can make it anytime I want. Thank you so much. Oh, Mary, thank you for sending the link. That's really nice. Thank you. Yes, I absolutely agree. Yes, it would be nice. Some of these designs would be nice on the cross as well. Now you can have well, as we are decorating. So this is another this I created this the cross on a Easter egg. So there is no need to be intimidated. Like I said, you can use the airbrush and then perhaps just make the lines across and then it will come to you, I promise. So this is the finished cookie, as you can see here. So I've got one. I've got one here. Let's have a look. So this is it. This could be done in different colors. So perhaps you could just do one design and maybe do 3 colors. And I think that would be the best thing to do, because more you do it, better you get at it. So if you do this design 12 times, oh my gosh, you can do it probably blindfolded. Right? So now we have, I have a couple more. Well, I have one more, but I also wanted to share something else with you. Where is it? I hope I can find it. Let's see. I've got Sally's cookies. Sally sent me her beautiful cookies this week, and I'm just over the moon because I love these golf cookies. I love the little beaver. And Sally also made last week's lion cookies and cute little cotton candy cookies. I love how those turned out. Beautiful work, Sally. Your lace hearts are also stunning. And here, oh, I can't get over the Celtic knot, or right? Celtic knot, you said this is. So it's so gorgeous. Thank you for sending these. You always have a fresh set of cookies ready. You're so prolific. Amazing. Thank you. So guys, if you make cookies, decorated cookies, either inspired by one of my tutorials or perhaps something you created yourself, don't hesitate to send me pictures. I would love to share them with the rest of you. Okay, so now let's remove this screen. And all right. So here is another idea that will combine flooding technique and also airbrushing. So I'm using my little handy template to create this signature star shape on the Easter egg. I'm using yellow marker. And I'm going to outline with about 20-second consistency here. And then we're going to flood with two colors, black and blue. So I see some questions coming in. Kathy is asking, is it okay to add mini jelly beans to wet royal icing for Easter basket theme? Would they color bleed into the icing? Ooh, that's a fantastic question. And I don't know. I don't know. Anyone here, please? Have you added? I've used them, but I only added them on. Well, no, I think you should be fine because I used them on Santanos. I think I used them and they were fine. As far as I remember, it was stiff. It was like a thick consistency icing, and they were fine. But I'm not sure how if it's runny icing, if it's gonna be different. Otherwise, I think you should be fine. Now that I remember, I used them on Santa mustache. But anyone who can chime in with their experience using jelly beans on wet royal icing, have you done it? So now we can fill in the blue section. For this, I'm using actually runnier icing than usual, about 10 seconds. Now that little white icing section that I did, it creates like a dam, sort of like a border, because it's done with 20-second consistency. It's slightly thicker, and it just keeps the icing within those borders. It's not going to go anywhere. And then we're gonna hide it. We're gonna hide that white border by squeezing more icing there. You'll see in a second when I fill it with black. This is slightly sped up. I don't go this fast. So I'm just trying to keep up with your comments. Oh, they got third place. Congratulations. Yes, the cookies made it happen. I believe that. So I use a very sturdy airbrush machine. It's included in the newsletter. Newsletter is available in, I'm going to pause this for a second because I think I should be able to get the, oh, here we go. Newsletter you can find in this section on my blog. You just have to scroll down to the correct date. Today is March 26th, and the newsletter is there, and it includes, it's just a PDF. You click on the link and a PDF will open up for you. You don't have to download it. I believe not. And the link to the airbrush that I'm using, it's included there. Okay, thank you, June, for letting us know as well. So you also had positive experience. I've used jelly beans as noses and no bleeding, like Rudolph, and on a bunny cookie. Yes, fantastic. I'm glad that we have a confirmation. Okay, Sally also, I have used them. They didn't bleed, but I wonder if different brands have behave differently. Oh, I wonder that. Yeah, I'm curious as well. Oh, so you purchased one. I assume you're talking about airbrush, but after using it for about 15, what do you mean 15 minutes? 15. I went back to use it and didn't turn on, and I had to return it. Oh, that's a shame. You mean like it completely died? Do you know what brand did you have? Oh, that's terrible. I've had. I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood. I've had mine for 12 years, but it's a very heavy duty kind of thing. Okay, let's see. All right, so I put the link for the newsletter in there. Okay, 15 minutes and it died. What do you mean? The motor, like it just wouldn't turn on? Was it the one with a, was it cordless or with a cord? I wonder. Oh, that's terrible. So now we're going to immediately, don't wait for the icing to crust or dry, immediately come in with black. And this is also about that 10-second consistency. And you'll see, I'm experiencing clogging of the piping bag, so I had to clean it up a little bit. See, I'm going around the edge, squeezing the icing out of the piping bag kind of heavily, so it covering that white outline we made, and it blends kind of with the blue icing. Okay, June also has some airbrushes from Amazon. She has 3, one cheap ones, one died early, and the other one still work. Okay, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm not familiar with the brand Ovaga brand I have. It's a master. It's called Master Airbrush, and they've been in business for a long time. The one I have, it's $140 or something like that. Yeah, I understand. I'm in Spain, and not like what I was used to in United States. Not all the materials are available everywhere, so I have to also look in different places. Like meringue powder, yeah, it's sometimes it's tricky to find things. I agree. I wonder a question. June has a good question. If you have Amazon, perhaps, I don't know. Oh, yours was $90, so that's not exactly cheap. So I hope they refunded you your money, because I hate when these things happen. So perhaps recipe-wise, now that I'm thinking about it, there is perhaps you would benefit from fresh egg royal icing, not the meringue powder, because that might be difficult to source out. So I do have a recipe for fresh egg white. So now let me just okay. So now I'm using the little floral design, and I'm just trying to center it. So you see, we have the star has points, right? So I'm trying to center it in a way so I can then make the lines between the petals. So I'm trying to just align that little flower shape, the petals, so the petals are between the line. So now we're gonna airbrush with black, because it makes sense to airbrush with black. Because if I airbrush with red, I don't think I would get really nice purple out of this. That's what I mean. When you're planning your design, just think about the colors you want to use. If you're going to airbrush, I think ideally is to use light colored background, so you can then add your colors and even use white. Why not? The green tool, it's called Stencil Holder. If you don't have a stencil holder, you can also use magnets. Those are really easy to use. I wish I had some magnets here, but I don't. Oh, but let's see. I'll show you. Maybe I can do that. Let's see. Oh yeah, you could. Well, the star shape. Well, the star shape is more prolongated, right? But it could. I suppose it could work on a round cookie. But the other designs, like the the floral design, the pattern, and also my little star with the teardrop shapes around it. Those could be used on a round cookie, not just, or any cookie basically, not just on the Easter eggs. Okay, I wanted to show you, so let's see if I can add this to the stage. Oh no, I have to remove this. Okay, so let's remove this and add this. So here, so if you don't have a stencil holder, so let's say you have a little stencil, if you don't have a Mylar sheet, let's see, I'll show you what you can do. So the idea of a stencil that it's going to stencil on particular part of the cookie. So if you have a Easter egg and you cut your stencil like this, you have no way of knowing, oh, where's the egg? Like you can't see it, right? So that's why I recommend that your material is see-through, so you can see through and you can easily, oh, it's here. Okay, so I need to adjust it. But if you can source the Mylar sheet, you can use cardstock. However, you can cut it out like this. It's going to be limiting on as far as the shapes you can use it on, but you can cut it out like this. And then you put the magnets here. You put depending on how thick they are. Mine are about 1/4 inch thick. So I have 2 magnets here, 1 there, so it secures it. And then I need more magnets into each corner, and that will keep it in place. And then you can see, oh, okay, my cookie is here. The edges are aligned, so then you can airbrush. Okay, if you don't have all these fancy tools, or if you don't want to invest in a lot of different materials, or they are hard to find and such, so you can also use kind of, I would say, like a bit archaic ways, but it does work. And one thing to remember, this can only be used with airbrush. If you want to use it with icing, it's only one time, maybe tops twice you can use it, because it's going to get ruined. So Mylar is better because it can withstand some moisture. It's plastic, so it's not going to absorb any of that. Okay, let's go back to where we, was it this one? Oh no, okay, so no, this. Where did we, do you guys remember where did we, what was the last thing we were doing? Did we ice it all, or I can't remember. Oh no, we airbrushed. Didn't we airbrush? I think we did, we airbrushed. Let's see. Oops. I can't remember. Okay, never mind. So you did see me airbrushing it, right? Sorry, guys. So let's do it again. So we're going to fill it, and then after, you have to let it dry completely, okay? So letting it dry for 8 to 12 hours. Bye, nice to see you. Okay, so we did the airbrush. So okay, let's do it again. So you line it, and we're gonna airbrush with black. Okay. Yes, the video is available. Thank you everyone for replying. And when you're airbrushing, one thing to remember, and this is pretty important, airbrush in layers. Don't do a one heavy coat. It's better to do light coats, maybe do 2, 3 coats, depends on the coverage you want to achieve and deepness of the color. And now you can carefully lift it up, and we've got ourselves our base design, and then we can beautify it with piped details. So let's remove this screen, and we're going to go ahead and do this design. So again, using white, this is slightly sped up. This is not my normal speed. So folks, this is normally it's very, very slow. So I'm using white icing, starting with creating the grid basically, or my base pattern, and everything is gonna go around this pattern. So smooth that in the middle. And now we're gonna outline the star again with the white. And in the points, I'm partially anchoring the line, kind of very lightly touching the surface and then moving on. If you need to take a break, just take a little break. It's perfectly fine. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Byron. Pink is my favorite color. I've had this for ages and I never wear it. Sometimes it's great to look deep in the closet, what's hiding in there. I recently heard a recommendation how to avoid overbuying. Basically, if you have a shopping addiction, that it would be good to have a digital closet. So I don't know how you would do it. I guess you need to take a picture of each item you own. Now, this is I have made a little mistake there, you see. But let's wait a couple minutes. So if you make a mistake like that, wait for a couple minutes until the line is crusted over, and then it's easier to remove without messing everything around it. So they were saying that having a digital closet makes you more aware of, like, when you are purchasing on impulse, right? And then you go into a digital closet and you say, well, I have 5 of the same things in different colors, but I don't really need it because I already have that. Sometimes we forget what we have, I find. So now I'm going to fix that little boo-boo I made, you see? So because it's partially crusted, it's just easier to remove. So it's better for you if you wait for a couple minutes, and then it's just so much easier to remove because it's not wet, it's crusted. You could even wait for a little longer, and then we can add the line again. Okay, yeah, that's not applicable. I don't think it is. No, I don't think it is. I'm refusing to have a digital closet with cookie cutters. So now let's add some color. This is, again, you could be done at the teardrop shapes, totally up to you. I'm adding another detail. And this detail I'm going to fill with some icing. Now, for all these pipelines, and let's say if you do swirls and teardrop shapes and so on, I suggest using, like I said, about piping consistency, maybe slightly runnier than piping, but not too much. But then if you want to fill the section, go back to about 20-second consistency icing. It will give you better results. So I will fill it with about 20-second consistency icing. And I'm not really worried about cratering because I have that middle line in there, that white line that's gonna act like my support line or skeleton, if you will. So it's going to help with any kind of cratering issue if it should arise. So now filling that in, again, this is not how fast I work. This is slightly sped up because I wanted to fit in 3 cookies. So partially, so 2 cookies, 2 whole cookies, and one cute little detail that I hope you will enjoy after this one. To Sally's one. So Mary, I digital closet. Angie, I forget all the time what I have. I will buy or make the same cookie cutter. Oh, me too. Me too. I have the cookie cutters are. Yeah, me too. But then I can reshape it. I sometimes reshape the cutters with pliers and I make a new shape. You need a new memory card. You should try that. So this is a design that I'm curious. Would you add anything, or would you be done? Because I was going to add a few more things, but then I just like, okay, no more details. But let me know, would you add anything to this design or not? Okay. And one more thing I wanted to show you, it's this one, because this is a really fun detail that you can add on any cookie basically. So we're going to do opposite teardrop shapes, and you'll see what it does. So I'm gonna go around the perimeter, and I'll just add these teardrop shapes. You can see I'm leaving a gap between them. This is because we're gonna add another set of teardrop shapes, but they will be facing opposite. So it's gonna look really nice. You'll see in a second. I'm just gonna go in the comment section for a minute. If we have any. You have the cookie cutter addiction instead of clothes. I kind of feel the same. I have a lot of cookie cutters, but it's funny because I buy them often on impulse, and then they're sitting in the cookie cutter closet. It's next to me. I have everything really nicely organized, but I time by time I always reach for the same shapes. Something to remember. We should set up a cookie cutter exchange. Oh, that would be fun. Imagine the size of the folder in a computer to keep pictures of all my cutters. So now you can see I'm adding that opposite teardrop shapes and what it does. I love it so much. This is actually my first time doing this pattern here. And this is from Pysanky Designs. If you look, like I said, I will include the Pinterest board in my newsletter, so you can check out different patterns that you can use. There are individual patterns, but you can kind of create your own Easter egg using these designs. And this was one of the designs. It was a straight line, but I think it looks great as a border as well. Okay, and I will show you the finished cookie. I have it here. So let's do camera dance one more time. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. All right. So I will show you. So this is the first one we did today. Let's zoom in on this one. A little bit of light. Okay, this is the first one. Then we did this one, the black one. And these are, I don't have, let's see, we have a couple more minutes. Let's see if I can grab a, this one has centimeters. Okay, do I have an inch? Of course, the last one, yeah, why not? Last one is gonna be inches. Okay. Okay, I wanted to just got all these, right? None of them is imperial. Okay, so this is, okay, so it's a pretty standard 3 inches across and about 3 3 3/4 around there. Okay, so pretty standard size. You can also, I included JPEGs for you guys in the template. And so you can resize them if you wanted to resize them. So the last one is here. This is the one we did just now. I showed you how to do this lovely border, and then I filled it in with. I outlined the black petals and then added the red lines, and that kind of concluded this design. I also have this one. And this one, this is not airbrush. This is all done with icing. And I basically just used my, I don't have it here, my template for the guides, and then I made the lines, and I used the same technique as I did here. First outline with 22nd, and then gradually kind of fill all the sections. Now I have another one here, and this one is airbrushed, right? I airbrushed the hearts on. I airbrushed the hearts with pink, and you see at least here what it does with the blue, on the blue. So pink on blue, it's creating kind of like this dark blue almost. It's not really purple, I would say. And so, like I said, keep that in mind when you're airbrushing. And then I just added pipe detail. This one, however, it's all icing. This is not obviously airbrush. It's too white for that. And so this is icing. So you can use these templates for airbrushing, and also if you wanted to just create guides for if you're using just icing. And this is all icing, no airbrush. Here you could also use airbrush if you perhaps even had a collection in your stencils, and you could do a partially cover the stencil and just airbrush the middle. That would also work. Guys, I also want to ask you, and this is at no cost to you, if you enjoy the live streams, please share them and also give them thumbs up. It really helps. I would add, okay, let's see, I love it. I would we should set up. I would add scrolls and dots. Okay, scrolls and dots. I love this. Okay, so scrolls and dots. Okay, then I would add series of dots on the outside black area. So here, okay. I was going to do teardrop shapes facing this way. I was gonna do. I'll show you my little sketch here. So my little sketch included teardrop shapes. Excuse my first grade sketching capabilities. So that was my initial idea. Okay. Oh, that's fantastic, Mary, that you exchange cookie cutters. Maybe something in the section around the outside. Yes. White outline on black and blue cookie would pop. Okay. I adore this border. How did you come up with it? I really didn't. I saw, like I said, it was in one of the designs. It was just a straight line. They give you different. It's basically Pysanky. They have designs that represent something. I didn't know this, but certain lines represent, let's say, new beginning or something like the tree. Like trees are pretty obvious. Can't remember all of it, but it's in a Pinterest board, so I will send it out. This is a really pretty pattern with the teardrops. Thank you, amazing designs. Thank you, Sally. I would probably add some dots inside the petals and maybe some swirls. Okay, here you mean okay, I like it. Here dots and then swirls. So maybe oh yeah, swirl like this maybe. Okay. The teardrop design looks better. No, I like the dots. I have to say I like the dots. I also like I was also playing with this design with just lines here. I think that would also look really nice. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for your input. I love your ideas. We're going live again next week. I have 1 more minute left. Next week we're going, and I forget what we are doing. I can't switch the camera now. Okay, let's see if I can. All right. So next week again we're going to be live on Wednesday, right? And I'm going to put it in the comment section again. Those of you who would like to get updated about new live streams and also get some sweet perks delivered to your inbox, you can sign up for the newsletter. Otherwise, we will see each other next week, same time. Actually, there's a time change happening, so it's going to be actually 7 o'clock for me because we are 2 weeks behind you guys, those of you who are in United States. All right, I'm going to zip it now, and I will see you next time, guys. Thank you for being here. Bye.